Hey guys, what's up? It's our second podcast this year. We're still hitting that every other week thing. It's always an accident. It's not like we're planning these every other week things. Last week, there was an incredible snowstorm that hit Cincinnati that fucking sucked. It's the most snow I think we've had in about the last 10 years, right?
It has to be.
Yeah,
we legitimately got a foot.
Yeah, I was telling Kane that he's 9, about to turn 10, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure this is the most snow we've got in your lifetime. I'm not positive.
I bet it is in a 24-hour period. I bet it is.
And it, it snows fine, whatever, but at the same time, you don't have a driveway. Shoveling driveways. No wonder people die every year doing that shit. That is hard fucking work.
That's why
it was like 0 degrees. I came inside and I was soaked head to toe in sweat.
Well, if I still had a fucking house, if I wasn't living in an apartment now, I would go out and buy the $200 snowblower that you just push like a lawnmower and it blows out.
It doesn't work. They're not $200 either. I think they're more than that. You can get one for $200 in like Temu, but I think those things are significantly more than that. They're pretty expensive.
Temu on their fucking ad has literally a fucking bobcat looking thing with a fucking scoop on it.
Yeah, imagine them sending that to you in the mail. Or you got to put it together when you get there?
Yeah, they're like IKEA. You don't get anything put together.
Yeah, but a bobcat?
Yeah, I mean, this thing, it was a little fucking engine. Joke of a little thing. I mean, this guy's sitting in this fucking thing with a big scoop pulling out fucking dirt. And I'm like, on Temu?
Yeah, Steve Cook put some kind of a snowblower up there that was like $80. He's like, I'm thinking about trying it just cuz, And I almost see what he's saying, for $80. Like if it does come out even working even a little bit, well, fucking hey, dude, I won.
Hey, I bought T-shirts off Temu, and
T-shirts are pretty hard to fuck up.
They're not though.
Well,
I've bought some fucked up T-shirts before.
They'll get Chinese sizes and shit like that. Like the Chinese size, their medium is our like what?
Medium? Oh, you mean like if you order double XL, you're getting medium.
You're getting a medium, yeah. Like
double XL to them is like 165.
Yeah, you fatty.
You fat. You 165.
You big fat American.
And by the way, this episode of the show is brought to you by my new favorite product.
Happy Nuts. I've had that before.
Happy Nuts. And let me tell you something. I've bought Happy Nuts before.
Not the cream, though. That's cream.
Yes.
I've only done powders.
The cream. Oh, let me tell you. See the nice little happy set of testicles hanging under the label. I tried the Mando.
You didn't really show them, but...
I tried the Mando.
Look at those testes right there.
Yeah, I tried the Mando.
Yeah, I've had it before.
And the Mando was good.
What's up? Oh, give me that back. Give me your nut cream. Give me your nut cream, sir. A comfort cream, lotion to powder. Why is it lotion to powder?
There's powder in the lotion.
Ah, okay. So you put on the lotion and then it becomes powder.
And then it dries into powder, yes.
Okay. Well, I just used the powder. I guess this would probably be nicer though because every time you use the powder, you get powdered underwear and stuff and powdered jeans and all that shit. This. Yeah, because I
bought the Mando for $65. Uh-huh. It came with a stick of it looked like a stick of deodorant.
$65?
It came with a stick of deodorant, a large, like the large Men in Speed stick thing.
Yeah.
And a bar of soap. Okay? I tried it. I'm like, my nuts don't sweat. I don't have the stinky butt, nothing like that. But I said, I just can't spend $65.
No, that's ridiculous.
$15.
Yeah. Happy Nuts are very, on Amazon, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've ordered them before. Like I said, I got the powder. There was about 3-4 years ago or whatever, Matt and Nate told me I stank one night, and it really hurt my feelings because I don't want to be the stinky
guy. But you're glad they told you.
Yeah. No, I'm not. I was never angry at them.
Yeah.
I was just like, oh, shit, I'm the stinky guy, huh?
Tonight, yeah.
Okay, well, and the next day, or that night, I went home, and I was like, and I found... just talcum powders is what I was kind of looking for.
Yeah.
Even though I've heard recently that causes cancer or something. I'm not
certain talcum.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Who cares?
But it's all right. If you survive 20 years, you'd be part of a class action suit. You might get some money.
Yeah, you got like $13.99.
Like right now, the women that took Depo-Provera, that thing that they stuck under your arm.
Yeah.
They're all getting fucking brain cancer. And
I'm sure the Ozempic trial is going to be coming as a matter, it's only so much time and the Ozempic will be here.
Hey, I'm pulling for a lot of my friends.
I was thinking the Ozempic yesterday. I was thinking, first off, what's your guess on how many of the fat boys are alive? There's 3 of them from the 80s.
Oh, the rap group Fat Boys?
Yeah, the Fat Boys.
I think 2 of them. At least 2.
2 of them are alive?
Yeah.
No, 2 of them are dead. 1 of them's alive.
Only one's alive.
Yeah, only one's alive. And I was thinking about the Fat Boys yesterday, and I don't remember why, but I was thinking about the Fat Boys, and then I had to look it up because I was like, there's no way those fat fuckers are still alive. I mean, they're 400 pounds in the 80s, right?
Yeah.
Actually, I was thinking of the Death List because I was going to throw a Fat Boy on there. Maybe I'll still throw the last Fat Boy on there. But Yeah, so then I looked it up, and then I thought, well, what if Ozempic was around during the Fat Boy era? We could have saved these fat fucks, and they were talented.
They were.
I mean, they were great beatboxers.
Great the Fat Boys were good.
Yeah. Did you know that DMX? I just read DMX's book, and by the way, a great fucking book. It's just called it's called Earl. He wrote it.
Yeah.
And he
basically sat with a guy who knows how to write and told him some stories.
I don't think he sat with this guy. I think this guy had to chase him around because DMX is a lunatic. All right. That guy does not stop. Oh, he does now. He's dead. But he's dead, yeah. Before, he did not stop. And he actually started as a beatboxer. And that's why his name is DMX, because DMX is an old drum machine.
Oh,
so
yeah,
that's actually what he named himself after. He started off as a beatboxer when he was real, real young, and then transferred into a rapper as he got older. But that, like I said, dude, that guy,
angry rapper.
He had reasons. Did he? That guy had a shit life, dude. He was in children's homes almost every other year. His mom, maybe more than every other year, but his mom was constantly sending him off to group homes because she didn't like him playing outside. She didn't let any of the kids play outside. She was like a crazy person, kind of. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
And
so if you're caught playing outside, you go to a group home?
Basically.
Really?
Because DMX apparently was, when he started out, like when he was real young in elementary school, that he was like a genius. And he was just nailing everything, and he'd get all this stuff done really quick and then get fucking bored. And he was also mischievous. Yeah. So once he got bored doing all the homework, he'd start acting out and being crazy. And then he found out that he really enjoys that kind of thing. So he stopped doing the schoolwork and just became a crazy guy. They called him Crazy Earl.
Really?
His name's Earl. And but he went in and out of group homes. And then eventually he got into crime. He was never a drug dealer. That's another thing I learned. They don't call drug dealers in the hood, I don't think. They're hustlers.
Oh, hustler.
Hustlers. So when you hear someone called a hustler,
but see, I thought if they said hustler, probably it meant anything.
Well, it can mean everything, but never once in this book did he refer to anyone as drug dealers, even though they were selling drugs. His thing, though, he was just a straight fucking thief. And what I mean thief, I mean he would get stray dogs off the street, right? And he'd sleep on his roof with the dogs. He'd sleep outside in New York with the dogs on the roof instead of sleeping in his house because his mom wouldn't let dogs in the house.
Oh, okay.
And then eventually, though, he found certain dogs that he kept, and they became his, and he would train them to steal purses from women and stuff. So a big ass pit bull would run up and just grab a lady's purse and run off. Come on, dog! And he'd go back in the alley and they'd take the money, and all that shit. But he was just a straight thief, like a crazy thief, like where he'd be that guy that would just walk up to you and snatch your chain and then go, "What?"
Yeah,
you ain't gonna do anything about it. Shit like that. My favorite one was he was
a scary dude.
He sold people his mixtapes, because he was rapping for about 10 years before he got popular, and he was huge in Yonkers. But they weren't signing them because that was like the age of Puff Daddy and everybody was pretty and they didn't think that street, rap was big right there. It wasn't selling. So obviously he turned that upside down and he became a fucking phenomenon. Yeah. Only dude still to have 2 platinum records released within 1 year. I mean, that's impressive. His first 2 albums were released only 6 months apart. Both of them went platinum and number 1. Like, more than platinum.
Rap-wise.
I think of anything. I don't think anybody else releases anything that quick.
I think Morgan Wallen is.
Well, you got to remember though, people don't go platinum that quick anymore because record sales aren't what they used to be.
Right,
you know what I mean? Right. So maybe there. And again, this was written a while ago, so maybe that has been broken since then. But still, that's a record that stayed forever.
30 new hits in the last year.
He puts them out.
Yeah, he just pumps them out.
Because he just has some stylistic formula. And DMX, the thing was because he had been doing it for 10 years. These were all songs he had pretty much already had. You know what I mean? He had them in the box. He would just go from there. But anyways, before he was selling mixtapes on the street, and he'd sell someone the mixtape and they'd give him, $5-10 for it. And then he'd steal the mixtape back. I sell it to someone else.
For $5 or $10?
Just imagine. You want to be a fan of this dude. You're buying his tape because you like it. Then as soon as you buy it, he takes it back from you so he can sell it to someone else.
Yeah, but when you say he had reason to be angry and stuff, seems to me he brought it on himself.
Well, no, like I said, he didn't have no father. His dad was always nothing to do with him. His mom treated him like shit because she didn't like the dad. So he was always just treated like a piece of shit around the house.
He was the guy who reminded her of the
He had a grandma that was good to him, but his mom would never let him go over there. You know what I mean? Even though she was real good to him and was a good lady, he would never get to go see her. Obviously he brought a lot on himself too. And then he started smoking crack pretty young. Like that whole time DMX was popular, He was a crackhead.
Was he?
Yeah, he was. He always called it he'd go dark.
Didn't look like a crackhead.
And no, he didn't. And he even talks about that in the book, how his uncle would always tell him how he's one of the most amazing crackheads ever because he can bounce back so quick. He can go from
fucking
looking
ripped and
he can go
shredded,
from looking cracked out to looking fucking ripped and shredded like within a week, he said. But that's how he was always he could hide it. I mean, like his original guy that would pay for everything for all of his recordings and stuff, he went on a crack binge one day, just walked in the house and took his TV off the wall while they're all there and stuff. Fuck you, dog.
This is mine now?
Huh? Yeah. I mean, that's just the way he operated, you know. It was like, and if you read his raps.
See, people like that get killed.
Yeah, no, I know it's amazing that he lasted that long. And there's multiple times in there where he would have got killed, but he either fought his way out or got out. And, you know, he didn't talk about killing anybody in there, but it was insinuated that a couple of those guys didn't live through it, you know. He was a legit street dude. Even like his first couple years that he was popular, he was still a legit street. He still lived in the hood. He still robbed people. He have like a #1 album on. He'll still go rob somebody for their chain.
Really?
Because I just think he's just the way he's built. He's a fucking crazy person. And he was
and
he's smoking crack all the fucking time. And that cracked me up too.
What was his cause of death? Do you remember? Was it drugs?
Well, officially it was a heart attack, but he had all sorts of drugs in his system.
Okay.
You know, if you go deep online, Jay-Z killed him.
Oh, really?
Jay-Z killed him and Pimp C. Yeah, because he don't like competition or something. I don't know. You know, you jump into the fucking things.
Sign with him,
you know, just like right now in California, it's the bums and the foreigners. They're all starting the fires.
See, right now, it's so funny you brought this up because one of the biggest tangents I have today is kind of along those lines. It's kind of a brought it on yourself kind of thing. And
the Californians?
No. It has nothing to do with that.
Oh, okay.
My tangent of this week is fuck the homeless, and I'm going to tell you why. We always make, or I always make, homeless jokes and whatnot. Yeah. But at the same time, I give some money. I give a bottle of water.
We do a lot of fuck the homeless, though.
I know. But now I actually feel like it's fucking warranted. Because of the little fucking social experiment that I did this past week.
You're doing experiments.
I did this on accident.
Okay.
But after I did one part of it, I said, well, now I want to know more. So I did a little more research, and I did a little more research. And here's where I am. Fuck 80% of the homeless. Okay? There are people out there that are homeless because of a number of reasons. You know, they lost their job, whatever, got hurt. I get it. For you, you're not part of the fuck you. But let me tell you here's how it started. I'm going into work the other day. It's fucking 10 degrees or something, freezing my balls off. I get out of my car. I put my coat on, big, thick, warm thing. The zipper snaps off in my fucking hand.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going, the zipper just broke. I need a new coat. So I went the next day, bought a new coat. And I said, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to give this coat to the homeless.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody's cold out there.
Yeah, of course.
Put it in my car. Drive to work the next day. I get off on the Hopple Street exit. The guy with a sign, sweatshirt like this, freezing his balls off.
Mm-hmm.
I said, hey, dude, for you. I said, the zipper's broke, but it's fucking thick and warm, and here you go. He goes, I don't want it. Zipper's broke. Everything I'm saying is the God's truth. Okay? So I went, you're freezing your fucking balls off, and I'm offering you a thick, warm coat. So I literally said to him, well, fuck you then.
Yeah.
And I drove off.
Mm-hmm.
I go down, I get on the fucking freeway again because I knew there'd be a bum at Liberty Street. I get off on Liberty. There's a guy sitting on a fucking bucket, a 5-gallon Home Depot bucket. Hold this fucking sign up.
Yeah.
Dude, got a coat for you. Said, sorry the zipper's broke, but it'll keep you warm tonight. I don't want it. Fuck you too. Number 2.
Maybe there's some.
I don't want it.
Yeah, maybe there's remember when back in the day, when the Pilgrims would give the Indians those blankets that had the smallpox on it and stuff, and they to kill them all. Maybe there's some kind of rash bum thing going on where people are hiding things in coats and trying to get them.
Well, no, I gave one, the next day, I gave one more opportunity.
Oh, you're just trying to give this coat away to the homeless. None of them.
No, the next day, somebody finally took it. But this was one of the 20% that I'm talking about. So here's the research I did. I'm looking at these little flea bag hotels, along Central Parkway.
Oh, those are awesome.
Awesome.
Literally the 20-minute hotel. I think they got a 20-minute hotel there.
Yeah.
Or you can get it by the hour.
But you can also get it by the week for just a couple $100.
Yeah.
There's no fucking way that these fucking hobo scammers are not making a couple $100 a week. So here's what the conclusion I've come to. Yeah. They would much rather have booze or drugs than a bed and a shower and a roof over their head. So fuck them.
I think
because there's no way. There's no fucking way they're not making $200. I've sat at a stoplight and watched them make 10 or 15.
Yeah, they're probably making $200 for a week. Yeah, for sure.
Then get a fucking room instead of booze and drugs, you fuckhead.
I would imagine there has to be a different label.
Does there?
I guess. Well, what I mean is that homeless should be homeless people and junkies should be junkies. And these are junkies. You know what I mean? Like, they just happen to be junkies without a house, but I don't really consider them homeless. I just consider them junkies. Where a homeless person, you know, someone that just down on their, or whatever the fuck.
The 20%.
Maybe just crazy or whatever they are, but they're homeless, you know, like that makes sense. You know, and for alcohol, it's like, all right, well, you know, I don't really have a problem with that as much, I guess. Like the drunk homeless, because it helps them stay warm and it's cheap.
You know what helps them stay warm more? A bed with a blanket and a heater.
But I'm just saying, still in general, like, you can make $10 in alcohol or $10 and you're good for your alcohol for the day. And these bums aren't drinking a fucking more than one bottle a day or something.
What are they doing with all that money?
Well, they got to eat too. You know, they're probably buying food and stuff. It's not a lot of money. Come on. It's not like it's a lot.
But what I'm saying is it could provide you shelter.
Well, maybe some people it is, you know, but some people it's not.
The whole point is I had a coat that was fucking this fake fur shit on the inside. It was thick and warm. And they said, I don't want it.
You south or north in Hopple? Were you coming from the city or from your place?
I was headed south. Got off, turned left to go to Columbia, to Central Parkway that way.
Okay. All right.
It wasn't on the Shell side.
I don't know.
It was headed towards Clifton.
I don't know that bum then. I know the other bum on the other side. That's a punk rock bum. I'm pretty probably has morals.
But my whole point was that I actually was sitting there going, when I bought this coat, I was like, well, I'm going to get somebody warm tonight. Mm-hmm. And two guys said, zipper's broke. I don't want it. And I sat there and thought to myself, I swear to God, the second guy on Liberty, I wanted to get out and beat his ass.
You were going to fight a bum over not taking
a fight. I was so fucking mad that this was bum number 2 that said, I don't want your fucking coat, that I almost went over. I wanted to walk over, give him a couple quick ones to the fucking chin, and walk off and say, fuck you then. And when I started doing the research, I'm like, you know, looking at these flea bag hotels and stuff, okay, you can afford this. This is a choice.
Yeah.
I mean, 80% of them are making a choice. I'd rather stay out here and fucking high than in a bed. Because I know that fuckheads like you, not me anymore, will give you money. Because I will only, from this point on, give money to homeless people that's either female. Mm-hmm. I don't know it sounds bad, but I assume that they have children somewhere. Or you better have, you know, fucking odd-shaped legs or something. You better be fucking handicapped. Because if I see you as a fucking person who's an able-bodied man, fuck you.
Fuck you.
And I was, I swear to God, when I drove in the day after that, and I'm like, it was 2 days ago that they said no. And then yesterday I found a guy that, oh, thanks, man. And he took the coat.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, you're in the 20%. I don't hate you.
I
hate those other two guys.
I mean, you would think just by your own experiment, we're hitting at least 33%, right? That was 1 out of 3.
Yeah, well, right, it was.
You're doing 20%. You're just assuming.
Well, yeah, that's an estimate that I made. Okay. But I mean, I literally.
You just figured if you would have found 2 more, they would have said no.
They would have said no. I don't want the coat. But I mean, the guy fucking rolled his eyes at me, the first guy. I don't want that coat. The zipper's broke. It's warmer than your fucking thin-ass sweatshirt. Your Dollar Tree General fucking sweatshirt, you fuck.
You just said fuck you and drove off?
I said, fuck you. I flipped him off. Drove on to the next one. He said no, too. And I just fucking went, fuck you. But that's the one I wanted to get out and beat up. But,
you know, I flicked off a bus driver yesterday. A kid bus driver. My kid's bus driver. A
school bus driver?
Yeah.
Not like a metro bus driver or anything?
No, dude. I was so pissed. I was going down the street. And they drove like 5 minutes early, right? You know, and I'm going down and I see the bus stop there. So I'm flashing my lights, honking my horn, you know, trying to get them to wait a couple seconds so I could get out of the car. And they just fucking drove off.
They left him there?
They left. Yeah, and there was another kid, and this is a autistic kid that lives 3 houses down, nonverbal, like, you know what I mean? I see him running up the street trying to get the bus. And it leaves me, which I'm in a car, so like whatever. But they should have seen the kid running, you know what I mean?
That's what those big giant mirrors are for.
And so I'm pulling behind him and not even thinking. I'm just fucking, and then I noticed all the kids are in the back looking out at me.
Like Napoleon Dynamite where he shoots the cow in the head.
They probably think I'm flicking them off. I have no different.
So,
but then he turned around and came back, and I went back, and he took the kid, and he rolled down the window to try to say something to me. And at that point, I'm thinking, oh, he might have seen me flick him off.
I think he did.
So I just drove away and didn't pay any attention to him. I asked Kane if he said anything. He's like, no.
So you did the decent thing. If they would have kept on going, you would have said to the decent thing, the autistic kid, you would have wanted to give him a ride, but then you're a fucking abductor.
Yeah, I'm not abducting that kid. Well, that's another
I'll
thing.
take it to school.
That kid has a brother, so I wonder if his brother, I don't know. But either way, it was weird. But I flicked off a bus driver. I don't know if he's seen it, but I know for sure all the fucking 6-year-olds in the back saw it. Because then I thought about it, so I was like,
and those 6-year-olds told the bus driver, that guy just flipped you off.
Well, they're the ones that apparently, according to Kane, told them they missed Kane and made him turn around. So
the bus driver was paying no attention.
I think that was the case. It's, these guys are all old dudes. They don't make shit either,
well,
man.
And you know what the thing about it is, though? I think they're pretty fucking held to the fire on getting the kids there on time and stuff.
Well, he was early, unless I would have been there.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? Like,
think
we weren't late.
there's like a time. I can wait here like 30 seconds or whatever, and then I got to go.
No, I get that. No, I understand that. But, I mean, he was there 5 minutes. Dude, I wasn't even mad if we missed the bus. It was the fact that how did you not see a car beeping and honking and flashing the brights at you and another kid running towards you? You know what I mean? Like, how did you're just...
He's drinking his Kahlua and coffee and trying to get to work, man.
Who knows? But either way, it was twice this week. I went off on someone that probably shouldn't have done it. You know?
Well, you had a little stress in your life right now.
I had another Uber customer. I think I told you this, but I told it on the chat message. It was so last week. I don't know. Did you drive at all during that snow?
No.
Yeah, because it's now it's my livelihood right now.
Yeah.
So the missed days. That's a big deal.
Yeah,
and obviously, like,
I would have thought you could have made a lot of money those days.
You could have, but yeah, like, so I definitely didn't go out. What, it snowed Monday, right?
Sunday and Monday.
Sunday, yeah. So I definitely didn't go anywhere Monday, and I think Tuesday I didn't. Yeah,
Tuesday roads were bad too.
Yeah, Tuesday was the day I tried to go out. So I'm like, all right, they did a once through. I'll figure this out. No one's gonna be out driving anyways. Well, people were out driving. I went out around rush hour.
It was a surging like mad.
Yeah, this was, I believe I had like a $12 surge on this ride. Nice. And it was just down the street. And I was picking them up at Kroger and taking them
Newport?
Anderson, local. Picking them up at a Kroger, taking them down beach a couple miles. So I was like, okay, well, this is a good way to test the streets or whatever. But I was already annoyed because I'm driving in the shit. And it's fucking people, dude. You got all those assholes that drive with their fucking hazard lights on.
Yeah.
There is nothing. You are the worst human in the world if you drive with your hazard lights on during the snow. We all have hazards, all right? You're not special.
I think you're just letting people know, hey, I'm going very slow.
No, what you're doing is making me think you have no fucking clue, and now I'm nervous to be around you. All right? That's what I get out of those hazard lights. As soon as I see your hazard lights, I get anxiety because I'm like, this fucking person is scared to death and has no clue what's going on. You know what I mean?
I'm a bad snow driver.
I'm a pretty good snow driver.
Yeah, I'm not.
And I've been doing it my whole life. My whole driving life. I remember driving in the fucking blizzards when I was like 15 and 16 years old. So I'm used to it at this point. I've been driving the same fucking Camrys now also for forever. So that also makes it a lot easier when you know your cars that well.
Yeah. And
I've literally had, this isn't my Camry, but this is the 5th Camry that I've drove in my life on a regular basis. So
I'm thinking about supporting your own country, buying American.
I'll never buy an American car unless I have money. Unless I have money, like if I was well off, I like Jeeps. I like some American
Would you
cars.
Have ducks in the
trucks?
Jeep?
No, I'm not gay. I like big
or
trucks.
Stupid.
And like trucks, you do buy American if you're buying a truck.
You do.
Maybe a Toyota. Toyota's has some all right trucks, but for the most part, you're getting a big American truck if you're going to get a truck.
Or a Chevy Silverado.
Something cool. Something at Ford F-350, some monster truck thing. That's the only way I would probably buy an American car. Otherwise, why? It's like, okay, well, this car will last me 150, but this car will last me 200. Why would I go with the one that's, you know what I mean? Like, that's just the way I've always looked at it. And I don't really like America. But anyway, so I pull up to... Plus, let's admit it. Those American cars aren't even made in America anymore. They're made over in like Mexico and shipped to America.
And half of those Japanese cars are made in America.
Well, yeah, you never know what the fuck's going on there. So who
they're
gives
put
a
together
shit?
Here. You know, there's a Toyota plant in fucking Batesville, Indiana or something.
Anyway,
Honda.
I'm on edge. You know, I'm driving around. I'm on edge already. I'm annoyed. Thinking about we're doing this for 4 hours or something like that. And I get to the Kroger and I'm waiting there for about 4 minutes. And then I see this person walking out and they're looking at their feet. So it's obvious. They're right behind me, literally 10 feet behind me. And then I get a phone call and I see the person so it's obviously them. And I'm like, yeah, I'm the black car, like literally right in front of you. I'm at the entrance at that, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, yeah, turn left. I'm the black car right there. And I don't see you. I don't see any black cars. I'm at the entrance at Kroger and just going on.
Old lady.
No, like I probably.
Because you're using an old lady voice.
Yeah, but more of a fat, probably in her 20s, probably maybe slightly retarded. I don't know. Maybe not. I don't know. It's definitely dumb.
All right.
Of some sort. And so one more time she does it and I lost it. I was like, you fucking retard. You don't deserve to get in my car. I'm canceling this.
You said that on the phone?
I was like, if you're too fucking stupid to see the car right in front of you, I want nothing to do with you. And I hung up and I canceled. 3 minutes later, 4 or 5 minutes later, somewhere around there, I get a message from Uber. We recently got a complaint that you had an argument with a customer and made her feel very uncomfortable.
All I did was call her stupid and retarded.
I didn't even write back. I'm like, yeah, well, I guess they got a point. Uber, you have to get like 4 of them before they do anything.
Yeah.
And that's the first one
Well, apparently not.
What?
Because I can't drive with
Uber. You can't drive with Uber because they think you're using some foreign car that you're not supposed to.
They think I'm a different person.
Yeah, they think
I'm letting you use my account and stuff.
Because there's people that do that.
Yeah, they think I'm one of those.
Yeah, I don't know what their deal is, but either way, this is now the second time I've got a complaint saying I was an asshole. Now, the first time I don't remember being the asshole, so I think that was just someone looking for a free ride.
Yeah.
But this one, I was an asshole, but she deserved it. I mean, you do not disagree.
I don't disagree, but you're fucking stupid and retarded. That might be a little much.
I was a little heated.
Yeah, that's a little much.
That's a little heated. That was like the guy in Philly. Did you see the video?
No.
The fan in Philly. This guy's got fired and everything.
The guy that was yelling at the Green Bay Packer fan.
Yeah, did you actually watch it?
No, I just heard about it.
All right. Well, I don't know.
A Packer fan who was a woman, right?
It was a woman and her husband, but they were yelling at the woman. And basically, the guy was just going, "Hey, you're a dumb cunt." And then her husband's like, "Hey, could you not call my wife a dumb cunt?" He's like, "Why? She's a dumb, ugly cunt." Like it was just very like just that. I don't know what the previous interactions were.
And then they're going to be going, why'd this poor guy lose his job? Because you're an asshole.
He's an asshole, for sure. No, for sure. And who knows what led to that. But either way, he looked like someone that would say that to you. You know what I mean? He looked like a Philadelphia Eagles fan that would fight you in the parking lot for no reason. You know what I mean? And, in his LinkedIn picture, he looks all professional and shit. But it's like, no, we've seen that picture. You're not.
Yeah.
He got fired. Yeah, he got fired. He's banned from every NFL game. He's not allowed in the NFL stadium again.
Yeah, this was in the stadium?
And I was just thinking, like
at the seats?
Yeah, and I thought when I originally heard it that someone either hit a woman or said some racist shit. I don't think dumb cunt should get you... Ugly cunt. It was ugly cunt. I don't think ugly cunt should make you ruin your life.
Probably shouldn't make you lose your job, but I could see him banning you from the stadium for it.
Yeah, but I can't go to a game in Jacksonville.
Well, I thought they only banned you from that stadium.
He's banned from NFL games. Well, he's not allowed.
Like they're really going to catch him if he goes to
a
fucking game.
True. But if they did, I guess you get trespassing and then you could get in some real trouble. You're right. I mean, what's the fucking chances of getting caught?
I mean, he's got a good chance of getting caught in Philly.
I do like that the Eagles sent this lady a big gift basket or whatever of Green Bay merchandise. I just thought that was funny.
Did they?
Yeah, like they sent her a bunch of Green Bay gear and apologies.
But it never got physical. He never touched her.
No, he never touched her. And there's parts of it that make it look like it's kind of not set up, but apparently her husband hosts some podcast and he filmed the whole thing and
But the one thing I did hear about that is that the guy worked in DEI.
I didn't know what he did, yeah.
They say he worked in DEI.
What do you mean? The fucking
diversion, equality, and inclusion. He worked in that area.
That department of some corporation?
Yeah, he's the wrong guy for that job.
I guess. Is there a right guy for that job? McDonald's got rid of it. Trump's coming in, and
well, supposedly,
all these companies are like, we're done with this shit.
They said on the radio that guy worked in DEI somewhere.
Well, he put out some statement and
apologizing,
but like an idiot, he should have stopped at paragraph 2 with the apology. The third paragraph was basically blaming her. You guys didn't see what she did. You know what I mean? Shit like that. It's like, dude, that's never gonna it's never gonna make you look good
because you don't have a video of what she did.
You have no idea. And either way, you look like such an asshole that did not care. You know, he was just
a young guy.
No, he was probably your age.
Was he?
Maybe somewhere in between our ages. You know, like
dumb, ugly cunt.
Yeah, ugly cunt. Because I was looking at him like, well, she isn't attractive, so she's ugly. I don't know if she's a cunt, maybe, but I assume.
I mean, maybe she had the balls and the audacity to stand up and cheer when Green Bay did something good.
Well, they didn't do anything good that game, so I don't know what she was cheering for, but yeah.
Well, that was, I like that we're ranting about certain things because I'm really, really turned off on the homeless now, and I'm going to be. For a while.
I almost spit my coffee out, dude. You went right back to hating the homeless.
Well, I'm summarizing.
Yeah.
DMX was a troubled youth.
Yeah, troubled youth.
Homeless people, 80% of them suck.
Well,
let's go with 66%.
My favorite fact of DMX still is that he trained his dogs to rob old women.
That's pretty impressive.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Like that's cool shit.
So what?
He also trained his dog to sit on his mailbox. Big ass pit bull. Would sit on his mailbox anytime he left and didn't bring the dog with him, and all the neighbors would walk on the other side of the street and shit because this giant pit bull could. Yeah, but the thing apparently did not move. Like it was that well trained.
Really?
Would just sit on the fucking mailbox until he came in. Like, all right,
So don't come near my house, kind of thing.
Don't fuck with DMX.
Don't come get your fucking mixtape back that I took from you because
pit bull's gonna
this
eat
dog
your
will
face
eat
off.
you. Let's talk a little bit of football.
All right,
let's talk Notre Dame, Ohio
State. Notre Dame, Ohio State. Ohio State's going to win, and I hate it.
The Notre Dame
You are.
But I just don't see any possible way that they have a chance of winning.
No,
the way Ohio State's playing right now.
The way they're playing right now, but then you never know. Maybe you'll get the Ohio State that played Michigan that day.
But I think Ohio State might be able to beat the Bears.
I'm rooting for Notre Dame right now, and I think their defensive coordinator will be the Bengals' defensive coordinator.
Kind of looks
all
that
said
way.
and done. The way I can tell by the way my tell to
They're
me.
also looking at the guy from the Raiders.
They're looking at a couple different people, but I think
it's down to those two.
But I think if they weren't waiting for him to end the season so they could hire him, this wouldn't be a discussion. It'd already be done. I think that's the only reason that we haven't had an announcement yet.
I don't think is he allowed to take the job right now?
I don't know if he's allowed, but I mean, it's just not the best mood to be interviewing and shit for shit when you got the national championships coming up.
Well, he is interviewing.
Huh?
He did.
He didn't interview, I don't think yet, did he? They already know him. He worked for the Bengals. This is a retread, and that's kind of why it's like,
they were given no consideration at all to Mike Zimmer coming back?
I don't know if so. I haven't heard anything about it.
Because he wanted it.
Yeah, he wanted it. He definitely wanted it. He's 80.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's 68. But with that being said, Andy Reid's 66. If he wanted to coach the Bengals, are you saying no?
No.
So if we're just going on age, it's kind of, I'm pretty sure that's the same reason why old floppy hair up in Seattle isn't getting a job, Pete Carroll, because he's just too damn old. He really wants that Bears job.
But I heard Pete Carroll still asking for $40-year-old dollars.
Oh, okay.
I mean, he's asking for ridiculous amounts
I didn't
of
know
money.
about that much because I thought he'd be a good matchup for the Bears.
No, see, that's what they're saying. They're saying that Pete Carroll wants ridiculous amounts of money.
Huh. Why?
I don't know.
He's rich. He don't need any more.
I know, but they're saying, I mean, for head coaching jobs, you know what I mean? If you're not fucking Dan Campbell right now, or you're not fucking,
Well, no, there's a lot of people that can demand a lot of money. I mean, if Gruden comes back, I'm sure he could demand a lot of money. I'm sure, up in New England got paid. God damn, I'm fucking bad with names.
New England, the guy just got fired.
No, the one that just got hired.
Oh, the new one.
I don't know. I can't think of his fucking name. He's famous. Old Titans coach.
Yeah.
Vrabel. I'm sure Vrabel got a pretty penny up there. So
yeah, but Vrabel's been a losing coach pretty much since he fucking started, dude.
He has a winning record, dude. He took
really?
the fucking Titans to the
But overall winning record?
Yes, he had 2 bad seasons there. He turned that franchise around. He only
coached there 6 years?
Yeah, he took him to the number 1 seed with like half his fucking roster
gone.
But
what I'm saying is it's still hard for me to believe, as bad as that team was when he took it, that he has a winning record.
I'm pretty damn sure Vrabel has a winning record overall.
That's impressive because that team was god awful.
Everybody's saying that he's a hell of a coach. And he's apparently like a genius, too. He's just a little bit rough around the edges and still smokes.
I think Harbaugh in Baltimore is getting those ridiculous dollars. But, from what I understand about Pete Carroll, he's asking, like heyday Seahawks.
Yeah, if he's 54-45. So
that's impressive.
He's 9 games over. He was with him from 2018 to 23. So, that is impressive because
my goal is
suck,
if he stays with New England for 2 years, he'll have a losing record.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. New England don't have anything.
No, they got nothing.
Mabel, I don't know. They have a quarterback. I think Drake May's an all right quarterback. I think you can build around him.
They have nothing
But
else.
they have nothing else, yeah. And I don't think they've been good at drafting for a while now.
Well, maybe he'll change that.
Yeah, who knows?
But, you come in as a good drafter, you're 3 or 4 years away from the return.
The thing is he comes back as a god to that city.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, they love him there. He won championships there as a player. They like he's basically going to go back to that Bill Belichick style of not fucking around because Vrabel was apparently a real hard ass.
Is he?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you listen to it. There's a bunch of... The guys I'm bussing with the boys both played with him, so they talk about him a lot, and they'll bring in guests that also played with him at the Titans. Not played with him, played under him when he was a coach. Yeah. And apparently, he is just a hard ass. We don't give a fuck about who you are. He will call you out.
I love that.
The beginning of every meeting is video from the practices the day before, and him calling out everybody for sucking. I
love that.
Like,
that's a football coach.
We pay you $8 million and this is what you fucking do. Shit like that. Yeah. Like he's apparently a real, real hard ass.
So his players hate him, but
his players like him. He wins them over.
Yeah,
you can do both. Yeah. You just have to be talented at it. Now I think Bill Belichick didn't do both. I think Bill Belichick was pretty hated by most of his players. But
look what he did.
But look what he did, and that's why I think they just put with it. You know what I mean? I think Vrabel can kind of straddle that line and be likable and an asshole at the same time, which is tough to do. But some people can do that.
Marvin Lewis couldn't do that.
No, Marvin Lewis is a nice guy.
He's a nice guy.
Yeah, I mean, what would you think about bringing him back as the DC? I've heard that floated too.
I think Marvin Lewis was a great DC.
He was the best during his little time.
But a terrible head coach.
But here's another thing, though, and this is the same. Maybe I have an issue with Mike Zimmer, is that Mike Zimmer a little bit more recent, but Marvin Lewis was a great DC in 2001. Defenses have changed. Offenses have changed. I mean, that same style might not work nowadays. Yeah. So someone that was good 20 years ago, that don't really mean shit to me.
But see, you and I are disagreeing on one big thing. I think they fired the right guys, but they needed to include Zach. I think Zach's got to go.
No, I don't. I still think Zach's all right.
See, I don't. I think he's the worst play caller in the fucking league.
How could you be a bad play caller if you have the
numbers
5
he's putting on
of offense? That don't make sense to me.
You got the talent. You didn't question any of his play calling in some of those games that we lost by one fucking point.
There's not going to be one coach where I don't question their play calling every once in a while.
What I'm saying is he wouldn't let anybody. He doesn't let anybody call the plays but him.
That's fine. He's
not
caller.
Good at it.
I totally disagree.
I don't think he's good at it.
Look at what he did last year with a backup. He had fucking Jake Browning there.
Jake Browning played great.
Play calling. It's because they called good plays. Their offense can still run.
Because you call a good play and he puts the money right between the fucking numbers.
He still has to do his job, but that's
I realize that.
That's the difference between having a good play calling. You can still win with good play calling and a mediocre quarterback, but if you get good play calling and a great quarterback, then you get
his
top.
Play calling in pivotal points.
I think he's made mistakes, sure, but like I said, I don't think there's going to be a play caller in the world where every once in a while you don't go, what'd you do that one for?
Well, let me ask you a question.
So I don't.
And I know your answer is going to be similar to mine.
If there was a way, let me say this first. If there was a way to make him our offensive coordinator only and not the head coach, I'd be up for that. I don't think Taylor's bad, though. I think he's a good offensive coach. I think his players love him, which is big time. They never give up on him, especially the offense. And I don't see why people don't like Zac Taylor. He seems like a good enough guy. I think he's bad.
Is he good enough to take us to the next level? I don't believe so.
We've hit the next level. He took us more than any coach in the history of the Bengals has took us.
But that's everybody's argument. We went to the Super Bowl. Yeah, we did. My whole point is, when you got a Joe Burrow and a Jamar Chase, and even a fucking Chase Brown who had a great year, you have an offense who produced the way that offense did, and you need 10 different things to happen to make the playoffs. You, as a head coach, it's all going to fall on you.
Yeah.
Whether Anarumo sucks or not,
well, I don't.
Or whether he's doing his job, it still falls on you.
I think ultimately
both sides fall on you.
Yeah.
You don't make the playoffs with the offensive numbers that we put up. You don't make any pickups mid-season when you know you're fucking lacking.
That's not his choice.
You don't think he tried to?
That's not his choice, though. He's not in charge of the players.
But the whole point is he did nothing.
Who was there to pick up, too?
There was trades that could have been made. We had holes all over that defense, dude.
No one made any trades that impacted their season. No one. Not one team. Mid-season trades in football, they happen every so often. You'll get one that goes through that actually has an impact. Otherwise, it's shit like we did. You'll change a seventh rounder for a backup running back. Like mid-season trades, that's a baseball thing. It's not really a football thing.
I was looking at that I was actually reading the fucking production out of Burrow and Chase, and I was going, oh my God, this is like Super Bowl shit right here.
True, but look at Randy Moss, greatest receiver all time to some people.
Second to me.
And Tom Brady, greatest quarterback to some people. Played together 3 years, never won a Super Bowl.
That's true.
You know what I mean? So, talent isn't, or just having two players isn't everything.
I don't hate Zach. I just don't think he's the guy.
I don't know if he's the guy. I don't think he's not the guy. There's guys I would take over him, but I wouldn't want to start anew with like someone that's starting anew. Someone like Ben Johnson that's coming.
Yeah, but see, I don't think like Burrow and Chase, I don't think they're going to be like, I think if Mike Brown said, I'm putting fucking Zach on the block, I don't think his players come to him and say, you better not do that because I want to play for him. I don't think they're doing that. I
think they might. I really do, especially Burrow. I think him and Burrow got a really good relationship. And, they live close to each other. They're both quarterbacks. Like Zac Taylor didn't suck. He was actually a decent quarterback.
I would love it if Zac Taylor was the OC.
I think he needs.
I just don't think he's a head coach.
I think he needs, and this is what I've read about a lot of play calling head coaches. This is kind of a normal thing for them. They're not good at managing the clock because a play caller wants his best play no matter what. He's not really thinking about the clock. He wants his best play, so he's willing to take that time out to get his best play together instead of going, "Hey man, if we take this time out, we're gonna be fucked down the road."
Yeah.
And apparently I didn't know this. I heard about it on some show. This is a pretty normal thing, or at least the numbers are a lot higher for the head coaches that call the play calls. And those kind of coaches a lot of times need someone, a time clock management guy. Just that's their job, is to know when to take timeouts, when to do this, when to do that,
right.
And at least give that advice to the head coach, whether they take it or not, whatever. And I think that would probably help him a lot. But outside of that, I really don't think the Bengals' problems lie with Zac Taylor. Now, it's always going to be put on the head coach no matter what. That's the way it's always been. But I think their biggest issue is what everyone knows their biggest issue is they don't have enough. Their front office sucks. They don't have the scouts. They don't know who to fucking draft. We draft all these defensive linemen over the years, and none of them work out. We draft all these. The only thing
then we take the one who is working out, DJ Reader, and ship him off.
Yes,
and let him go.
Those were free agent pickups, and yeah, we don't. That's another thing.
We didn't offer the money.
We don't even try to keep them. Instead, we try to give money to Sheldon Rankins to take his spot. It was only a couple $1 million difference. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like there wasn't much difference.
Dropping the bucket to these guys.
And yeah, look at how that's ended up being. And meanwhile, he's in Detroit about to maybe go to a Super Bowl, and good for DJ Reader because he's the man.
Yeah.
But we're sitting here sucking.
All right, well, let's do an NFL Today thing.
Okay.
We're each going to give our picks against the spread, and then next week we'll compare how we did.
Get for it.
First game, Houston at KC. KC favored by 8.5.
Houston, KC, 8.5. I'm taking Houston to cover. I think KC wins.
I'm exactly the same with you. Yeah. I think they win by about 4, maybe 5.
It'll be close. Right now, Kansas City's offensive line's pretty fucked up. They got Joe Thuney playing tackle where he's the normal guard. They got a guard that never plays there. And Houston's defensive line is fucking fire. That's probably their strongest.
By far.
Strongest position. So
by far,
it's Houston's defense is going to get after Mahomes. Whether Mahomes plays his Mahomes magic out or whatever, I still think they win. But I think that's too far of a spread. And KC has barely covered it all this year.
I know
they've covered all like year. 2 or 3 times.
I agree.
So
all right, next game, Washington at the Lions again, 8.5. By the way, this game has my bet of the week on it, which is the under. I think 55.5 is way too high. That's me. These guys in Vegas are fucking ridiculous.
I don't know. I mean, Washington has an all right defense. Detroit, on paper don't have a good defense, but they're playing out their ass right now. Aaron Glenn's a hell of a coach there. He's probably going to end up as a head coach at New Orleans or maybe one of the other ones. But either way, maybe I think he's either going to New York or New Orleans as soon as the season's over. Aaron Glenn, their defensive coordinator. Yeah, I believe so. I think Washington covers. Again, I think Detroit wins.
See, I'm a little different on this one. I think I think the Lions run with this. I see 10 points. Lions are just.
It wouldn't shock me.
Not only that good, but they're fucking that motivated, and the whole fucking world seems to love the Lions right now.
No,
so I'm going with the Lions minus 8.5. Our next game on CBS is the Rams at Eagles. Eagles minus 6 points.
Rams again. I'm taking all these underdogs. I don't expect any of them to win, but maybe I'm just hoping for some close, good games. I don't know. The Rams are playing good, by the way. That offense is humming right now. The defense, they've done a hell of a job there in LA, building that defense out of young players and stuff, knowing that they were strapped up top with the, Stafford contract and all that other stuff. And they went all in for that Super Bowl and pulled it off, knowing that they were probably going to be fucked years later unless they killed the draft. And they have killed the draft. So LA is on its way back up, even though they have an old quarterback. They got a young receiver. They got a great young defense. But Philadelphia is a fucking wrecking ball. And that offensive line in Philly is just untouchable.
And then add a Saquon Barkley.
Who would have thought you would have got rid of Jason Kelsey, you would have retired, and the next year their line would be even better somehow.
Yeah.
Now, not that their center is doing better than Kelsey, but still, as a whole, their line is ridiculous.
So you're going Eagles minus 6?
No, I'm going
Rams.
I'm
plus
going
6.
Rams plus 6. Eagles probably win by 3 or 4.
All right, last game, and this one I love. Ravens at Bills. Bills plus 1.5.
I'm taking the Ravens. I think the Ravens finally pull it off this year. I think Lamar is just next level now. He's the best quarterback in the league. We've been waiting for this guy to fucking pass the ball now for years, now not only is he the best running quarterback in the league, but he's also top 4 or 5 as a passer in the league.
Yeah, he's gross.
He is insanely talented. The only thing that scares me is their receivers out. Their big receiver,
Flowers.
Yeah, Flowers is out. That's kind of a big deal. The Bills, they're also a wrecking ball, but I don't know. I think it's Baltimore's time. I think Baltimore makes it to the Super Bowl this year, whether they win or not. I think they're the ones that make it.
I'm also taking Baltimore. I was flipping a coin on this. Fucking Josh Allen is so fucking good, but he's not as good as Lamar.
Well, and both of these guys are facing that playoff boogeyman thing where neither of them have pulled. They're the Peyton Mannings of their era, where they're the best quarterbacks or one of the top quarterbacks every single year, but then when they get to the playoffs, they fucking lose. And Peyton was like that his first 9 years before he finally passed the.
The only thing about it is I know it's cold in Baltimore, but I think playing in Buffalo when it's butt cold like that, I think that's a totally different.
I agree, but I also think Baltimore is built for that because of Derrick Henry and such.
Yeah.
Okay, it's cold. We'll just run Derrick Henry 40 fucking times in a row. Good luck stopping me. And every once in a while, we'll option it out with Lamar. So they can. I think that cold benefits the running team more than it does the passing team. And even though both of them are both, they can do both. I think Baltimore is a better running team altogether, and they have the best running attack in the whole season or the whole league.
So we only disagreed on 2 of the games.
Yeah,
I took the Lions, and I did not take the Rams. I took the Eagles. Last game, Ohio State at Notre Dame 8.5.
Unfortunately, I think Ohio State covers, and I will say this till my fucking face is blue. They do not deserve a title. Those fans do not deserve a title. They have been shitting on their coach now for fucking 4 or 5 years. Well, he has the second best record ever at Ohio State as far as winning percentage.
But it's like I was having the conversation with my buddy, and my buddy in Arizona, diehard Steeler fan, blah, 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 big football guy though. And the bottom line is when you walk into the Ohio State locker room, it doesn't say national champions. It says beat blue.
Okay, whatever.
That's all it says.
Yeah, sure. I just
beat Michigan all over the fucking locker room. Mm-hmm. Michigan was terrible this year.
Yeah, and they lost.
And he couldn't do it.
Well, and the reason they lost to him
I understand the fans being pissed off.
Yeah.
He's a ridiculously good coach, and he won so many fucking games. But if you accept the job as an Ohio State quarterback, you got to think to yourself, I got to beat Michigan.
Sure, but I don't care. The fact that they go to his house, like, these fucking fans have gone to his house and like desecrated it and shit because he
with his record is record is ridiculous,
absolutely insane. I don't like that kind of fan. I don't like the kind of fan that it's cool to expect a championship every year, to want a championship every year, to be in the running, but you be realistic, dude. No one wins every year. No. It just don't fucking happen.
Unless you're Nick Saban.
Well, even Nick Saban didn't win every year.
He won a lot of years.
He had his runs, don't get me wrong, but Ohio State never have they got more than one championship in a decade. They're usually once a decade championship is usually the way Ohio State's been working, which is better than most people.
2 with Woody Hayes.
Well, that was a long fucking time ago, but maybe, I don't know. I'm talking out my ass a little bit, but in my recollection of growing up, I remember them winning about once every 10 years. They would get a championship.
They were always in the hunt.
Yeah, they were always in the hunt. Be fucking happy, man. That you're always in the hunt. And
you're always top 10.
Like, that's enough. Like, I don't understand the fans that if they don't win every year, then they suck. They suck. Shut the fuck up.
See, dude. I don't think these fans. I don't think if Ohio State had lost last week or whatever.
Yeah.
But beat Michigan, I don't think the fans would be screaming for his head.
Yeah, that's stupid.
It's stupid, but stupid. That's the culture there.
Well, that's why I don't.
The culture is let's beat Michigan.
Well, then I hope they lose, and then next year they go 1-10, and the only win they have is Michigan, and see if they're happy. Shut the fuck up. It's so stupid. I hate Ohio State fans, dude. They're the worst.
Yeah,
the worst. They're the worst. I literally think they're worse than Kentucky basketball fans at this point. And because I haven't heard Kentucky basketball fans freaking out too much, and they haven't won a championship in a while.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They think they're the best all the time, just like Dallas Cowboy fans, but at least they're not, going for the heads of the coaches constantly. It's just, I don't know, man. If I was Ryan Day, I wouldn't even fucking want to coach there. Tell them to go fuck themselves. You know what I mean?
Saying.
Like, the way they've treated that guy is just insane for the amount of wins that he has.
When he wins the national championship, his wins are ridiculous. Yes. People don't even realize how many games
his winning percentage is like 857.
I know.
It's the second best ever at your college, and you're saying he's the worst.
But when he wins the national championship, don't you think he's getting offers all over the place?
Yeah, but he's already at the height. You don't move up from Ohio State. Ohio State is one of the, Ohio State, Michigan, there's not Michigan, Alabama. There's certain schools where it's like, all right, you're not going to get better.
Yeah, but at the same time, if I went to Alabama, they're not going to be coming to my house and fucking.
Well, maybe they will. I don't know how they are down there, but yeah, I get what you're saying.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't think they are. I don't think if Alabama loses to Auburn, all of a sudden this guy has to move.
Right, exactly.
That's insane.
That's insane. That's all I'm saying. Yeah. Well, that's some football talk.
Yeah, I hope Ohio State loses, but they're not going to. Yeah, so it is what it is.
Funny story. Last week, visited one of the couples.
Mm-hmm.
Never thought this would happen. People say, "Oh, blowjobs like pizza." I got a bad blowjob.
What? A new one?
No, one of the old ones, but she was drunk.
Oh man!
I got a bad blowjob, and when I mean bad, I mean like. I was laying there going, get me the fuck out of here. Have you ever had a blowjob so bad?
No.
That you wanted to leave?
No.
I hadn't either.
No.
To this point.
I'll make it good.
It happened to me. No, I couldn't make it good. I couldn't make it good. This drunk mess. Now, this was the couple that said I'd only been over their place maybe 3 times.
Mm-hmm.
I go over there and she is.
Is this the Filipino?
No.
I don't know of the. I didn't know of the random. I thought you only had 3 going on. It's Muscle Beach.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's only been 3 times.
Yeah, it has been a lot. Okay, yeah. You didn't tell me Muscle Beach.
I go over there.
You can't force a good one on her. Never mind. She can beat you up.
No, beat me up. Yeah. And if she can, her husband sure as fuck
can. Yeah.
So it's like I go over there, and I always get so excited when I go over there because she's by far looks wise the most incredible one.
Yeah.
And I go over there, and she's fucking hammered drunk, and I'm like, hey, this is going to be a good time. Let's party, man. She starts sucking my dick. And I'm like, why is my dick getting soft? Why does this hurt? Why is she continuing to do what she's doing?
What's she growling for?
A couple times I felt little teeth, but it was horrible. I've never had a blowjob that I actually wanted to end right away. I wanted this one over.
Did you?
Yeah.
Did you stop her?
I made some bullshit thing like, I gotta fuck you or something like that. I rolled her over. Saved my heart on, thank God. But
I just can't wait anymore.
Yeah. Oh, you're too hot. Sorry, I came in 30 seconds, but you're so fucking hot. The blowjob was terrible.
Yeah.
And it makes me think that before, when I would go over there, she wasn't hammered. The blowjob was okay. It did its job. Mm-hmm. It got me that hard and ready to fuck. How do I divert the attention from the blowjob next time? Because I really don't want it again.
Well, this isn't the first time, so I mean, like maybe this was just
the other one. The other ones were like 5s. This one was a 2.
Is there a way that you can make a joke in front of the husband? Like, man,
I don't know. I don't want to risk that.
Yeah, true. Like, man, her drunk blowjobs are a little bit different, aren't they?
No, because like then I might not get another call.
You think?
Yeah.
If you told her that she didn't do a good job that one time?
Well, remember, this is the different couple. This isn't the fucking pussy boy that sits in the corner.
Oh, I know.
This is the big buff guy saying, hey, I'm giving you the privilege of banging my wife while I watch. If I start criticizing, then maybe different story.
Oh, God.
He knew I wasn't enjoying it.
You know what's funny? I watched a cuck video the other day.
Very nice. Was I in it?
No, you weren't. It was one of those opposites where it was the black guy wife, and he's watching a white dude bang his.
Really? I've never seen one of those.
The only reason I was watching it because I didn't know it was a cuck video. It was just the thumbnail, and the chick was hot, and the guy was not black. So I was like, cool, that's my thing. And
guy have a crank on him?
Huh?
Did the guy have a crank?
I don't even remember the guy's dick, honestly. I don't remember it being anything special.
Okay.
But I'm watching, and then I get it, and it's like, I see the husband there, and he's in the corner whacking, even though it doesn't look like he even has a heart on. But either way, I was like, I'll just ignore it. You know what I mean? Watch it.
That's what I try to do.
But then I couldn't. I had to quit. I was like,
that's what I had to do.
I see movement on the side. I'm like,
well, see, that's why, like with the original Cuck family and the rest of them, I try to practice this. Yeah. I try to put him out of my peripheral vision where I can't see the motion. Now, if I went like this, I could see that he's there.
Yeah.
But I don't have to ever make eye contact with him, and I certainly don't really see anything while I'm looking down here. Even if I look over here, I don't see it. I would literally have to go like this. Oh, there he is.
Yeah.
Because that would really kill it for me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I feel like Garth.
Just sitting in the corner like,
I feel like Garth
from
Wayne's World.
Yay.
But yeah, so I always try to position them where they can get a good view, but I don't have to see anything.
I think Garth is one of those.
Plus, mine don't jerk off.
Yeah, well, that's the main thing.
Mine dicks don't come out.
Yeah. If they did, you would be gone, right?
See ya. Yeah.
That's part of
that's what the Filipino thing was. He kept moving the chair forward.
Well, moving the chair forward, that's weird too. But I mean, like,
the Filipino couple
none
always
of them even said anything about jerking off.
The Filipino couple did.
Yeah.
She asked if he could jack off.
Yeah.
I said no. She asked again the next time. I said no.
Yeah.
And the chair was slid forward. So I said, I'm out.
Yeah, I'm done.
Now I've got another one on the hook.
Okay.
Now I've fucked her one time. One time.
With
it
him
was
there?
pretty fun.
With a guy there?
He's not there.
Okay.
That's the creepy part.
Yeah.
He wants it.
Yeah.
He wants her to get banged because he's the one who contacts me.
Yeah, I think you told me about this one.
I think. And it's really kind of gross.
Why?
Because he wants me to cream pie this broad, and then he comes home from wherever he is and bangs her with my load in there.
Oh, gross.
That's what he wants.
He wants the old 3.14.
But I think I've only done her once, but I wore rubber. So I was surprised that they called back. But basically, when I went over there, he left and went to a bar down the road. He wasn't at work or anything
I'm
like
going
that.
to Roosters. I'll be back.
But he didn't want to watch.
Yeah.
He just wanted her to get nice and used. And he wanted me to text pictures to him of stuff that was going on. So I'd tell her, I told her, hey, look up at me with my dick in your mouth. And she'd look up and I'd
snap a pic.
Yeah, snap a pic and I'd send it to him. And that's so fucking hot. To me, that was even weirder than the rest of them. But
yeah, why are you telling me?
Because you're not there. I could see the weirdos that want to watch their wife get banged. He wasn't even there.
Well, even so, it's like, I don't want you to respond with that.
Yeah.
Because that makes it sound like you're saying it to me. You know what I mean? Like that's the part I wouldn't like.
But the sex is good, and it's actually kind of nice knowing that he's not there.
Yeah.
But knowing that he's still cool with it. You know what I mean? It's like, because I'm not the cheater guy, I don't want her to say, hey, my husband just went to work it over here and fuck me, because I'm not coming.
Hey, back to sports real quick.
Yeah.
Because I was thinking about this the other day with the Vrabel going to the Patriots. For baseball and football, so Reds and Bengals, what old player would you love to see come back and be the head coach? So
either one or one of each?
One of each, yeah. So if you had to pick out someone from the Reds past and then someone from the Bengals past to come back, be the head coach, all that. And,
Barry Larkin for the Reds.
Okay, Barry Larkin for you.
Love him. Now, if it was 20 years ago, I would have said Concepcion or Joe Morgan or something like that. But now they're all dead or dying.
Okay.
So I'll say Barry Larkin. Fucking love Barry Larkin.
Okay.
And after Barry Larkin, my second pick, you only said one, but I'll throw in a second one. Fucking Brandon Phillips, dude. I think that guy could motivate the fuck out of a team. But I don't think he knows baseball like Barry.
Brandon Phillips. Did you know he's married to that WWE superstar? That's
is he
fucking
really?
Ripped. What's her name?
The one that I called you and said I had her in the match.
Oh, did you have her?
She was my King of the Ring or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
She was my girl.
I forget her fucking name. She's partners with Bianca Belair.
Yeah. She was my girl.
Big, ripped black chick.
Huge. And I was like, hey, I got a real shot here. I got a chance to win.
That's his wife. That's Brandon Phillips'
really?
wife. Yeah, still. They're still
because I called you. I texted you. I said, who is this? This is who I got.
Yeah, and she was new, I think.
He's like, yeah, she's a newcomer. They're really expecting big things out of her.
Mm-hmm.
She's massive.
She's huge.
Shredded.
She makes a lot of mistakes, and that's why she hasn't really moved up yet.
She's not really into it yet?
She's not there yet. It takes a while before they trust people to do that. I mean, that's more what it is. It's like, it's not about you thinking that she's a bad wrestler. It's about her not killing Becky Lynch. You know what I mean? Like,
well, the thing about it is the girl that won that was kind of fat and out of shape.
Was it Bailey? I think Bailey won that year.
Did she?
Bailey got a nice ass. She's weirdly shapen. She's not out of shape if it's the same girl I'm thinking of.
But like compared to the girl that
if you look at her, she's not muscular. She actually got a great body, but it's not typical. She got a big old ass on her, kind of thin up top, not really big tits or anything. But anyways, Brandon Phillips. Who for the NFL? For the Bengals.
If I could have
I think the Bengals are a lot. Oh, by the way, my pick, Joey Votto. I love Votto because I think Votto would be great in post-game interviews and stuff, and I think he's a student of the game, gives a shit. He's actually put a picture up today of him getting a Cincinnati tattoo of the skyline and stuff on his arm.
Really?
Yeah.
And the thing about Votto, see, I love Larkin, and I don't disagree with your choice. The thing about Votto is he is 100% no bullshit.
Yeah.
If you go out there and you fucking miss a ball that you should have gotten to, you're on the fucking bench. Dude.
Yeah, maybe. But I don't mind that. I
love that.
That's a style of coaching I don't mind.
I love that style of coaching. Yeah. Play or you fucking sit.
Well, someone like Votto, I mean, how does he not have their respect? I mean, he did it in the league for 19 years. Yeah. He played the right way, So I think Votto would be a great pick, but I don't mind the Barry Larkin pick at all. I mean, I don't know.
Barry would be my guy.
I'm still that guy that just doesn't really understand or doesn't really think there's that much to being a baseball manager. You know what I mean? Like,
well, with a baseball manager, it's all about using your minor league systems to bring the right people up.
Yeah, but a lot of times that's not even the coach making those decisions. That's a GM thing.
There are so many coaches on a baseball team.
Yeah, that too. There's
you got a hitting coach. You got a fucking bullpen coach. You got a fucking swing coach. You got 100 coaches.
Well, and that's why I think the managers are really only about.
They set the lineup.
They set the lineup, and they have to deal with all the egos.
Yeah,
they got to be the one that makes sure everybody plays. And stuff.
But all those other coaches, I mean, they answer to the manager.
Yeah, of course.
And if a guy is pitching like shit, the manager's going to go to this fucking pitching coach and eat his lunch and go, "What the fuck's going on?"
I just think baseball, to me, I think the manager has the least impact on the game compared to the other sports. You know what I mean? I think, the head coach in football, especially if they're calling plays and shit, are gigantic. Just strategy-wise, football is so much more strategical than baseball. Basketball, same thing. But baseball is like you're picking out the lineups, and that's, I think most of us could probably pick out the lineup. It's not like it's a big
But it's like,
mystery.
You got to give these guys breaks. I mean, the thing about baseball is that you have to know, all right, well, this guy can't hit shit against a left-hander.
No, for sure.
This guy's hits right-handers well. Now, switching over to the Bengals, I wouldn't go with my favorite Bengal I've only been a Bengal fan for 25 years now.
Okay, yeah.
If I was going to pick a player that I'd want to succeed in the organization, it's Chad Johnson because I love the guy.
I love Chad Johnson too, but he would not be a coach.
No, he wouldn't be a coach. So I guess I'm thinking Munoz or Whitworth.
Yeah, Munoz or Whitworth.
Munoz is a good football dude. He knows the game.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know about Whitworth yet because he just got out of the fucking league. See, I don't know how much he knows about football. Whitworth was my pick. Oh, was it?
Whitworth was definitely my pick. There's, like you said, there's not like as far as quarterbacks and such, Carson Palmer's an asshole.
Yeah.
The rest of them were just not good or whatever. Maybe like a John Kitna might come back and be a decent coach. But
he's the head coach at Lakota East High School.
Yeah, exactly.
He is.
I know he is.
And his son's the quarterback.
But I'm saying I could see him working up and eventually being an NFL coach. Yeah, but Kitna don't do anything for me.
See, those were my two picks.
On defense, all of our guys have been lunatics. Like they
I've seen
maybe like a Tim Krumrie, but that's about it that I can think of from the Bengals past on defense that I would really like.
Keo Spikes.
Those aren't coaches, dude.
No. But see, I've seen
perfect.
I've seen fucking Munoz do analysis for games. Mm-hmm. He really seems to know the fucking game.
So is Whitworth.
Yeah, and that's why that's the only reason I didn't know it, because Whitworth is so new to being out of the game. Uh-huh. Munoz has done nothing since he's been out but stay in the game.
And Whitworth's actually mentioned like he has an interest in being like a GM or something like that down the line. So
now,
that
why wouldn't he want to be an offensive line coach and bring these new guys along? You know what I'm saying?
I don't know. Probably because the fact that it pays fucking $300,000 a year and takes up the majority of your life, and you're already rich as shit.
Yeah,
these guys. He has kids and everything else.
Yeah, very true.
That's the reason why coaching for a lot of these guys, they don't need the money, so it has to be a passion job. You know what I mean? And a lot of times, your greatest offensive linemen, your real good ones, don't tend up to be an offensive line coach. That's like a guy that was maybe barely in the league or like,
See, my favorite
like
offensive lineman of all time when I was a Houston Oilers fan was Mike Munchak, and he ended up a great offensive line coach, ended up with Pittsburgh.
Yeah. It definitely happens. But then again, back in the day, those guys weren't making that same kind of money. So they need it to keep on working.
Oh, yeah.
Whitworth doesn't need to do a damn thing. And he's got the fucking job with the announcing with Amazon.
Yeah.
And he got on the ground floor of that Amazon thing and does a pretty good job. So he'll probably be there for a while.
I'm not unhappy with your Whitworth choice because he was my coin toss.
Yeah.
But it would definitely 100% be one of those two.
Yeah, Munoz maybe is just a little bit too old at this point. I mean, maybe that would be my only...
Yeah, that's the drawback.
But to get into it this late in life, it just seems a lot. I think
I like about Munoz,
a good player coach needs to get into it right after their career or within like 5 years. Because
the reason that Munoz would slightly get the edge over Whitworth for me, man, he lived, breathed, and still does Bengals.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No, and I like
he never went to another fucking team.
He never played with another team, yeah.
And ever since then, he hasn't strayed into any other organization. He's Bengals guy.
A lot of those guys stick around afterwards.
That
kind of surprised me that Mike Zimmer's house is still in northern Kentucky.
I know.
It's like, really? He moved to Minnesota years and years ago. I would have thought he would have switched. And it's not like northern Kentucky's cool. It's not like pretty. It's not. It's just
but you know what? I've been reading about all these fucking athletes and stuff buying homes in these 4 or 5 states that have like terribly low taxes.
I don't think Kentucky's one of them, though. Tennessee's one of them.
Kentucky is one of them. Homeowners' taxes are cheap, but you pay a shit ton for other stuff.
Yeah,
like someone in Kentucky told me they pay like $400 a year for their car tag.
Car's expensive there,
but the homeowners' insurance or the taxes for owning a home is cheap.
Okay, well,
that's why people live there.
I mean, I know a lot of places like Tennessee, Texas, Florida. They don't have state taxes.
Those are the big ones.
You get a lot of people moving to those.
People are leaving California and moving to Tennessee and Texas because of the taxes.
Yeah, big time.
Because you could save those guys with so much money, that's a lot of money to save. So someone like Zimmer, if he is getting good tax breaks in Kentucky and Minnesota sucks, hey, yeah, I'll rent a condo here or something.
Well, and Minnesota does have high taxes. That's a very liberal state.
So, yeah, I think those are both good choices with Munoz and Whitworth.
All right, we're fucking an hour in.
Are we?
Yeah, you got a fuck you or anything?
Oh, I got both, yeah.
I got a mini fuck you.
I got both. Let's do the asshole real quick.
Oh, we got asshole and fuck you, and then we'll get out. All right, a double anger here at the end. I don't got an asshole, though, but you got it.
All right, my asshole of the week is a young guy, but I don't say too young. I'm going to guess 30. He's a grocery shopper at Meijer.
Okay. Assholes.
I've never seen anything like this. I've seen stuff similar. You know how sometimes you'll be pushing your cart down the aisle and you'll see people, their kids, can I have this? Can I have this? Put it down, put it down, put it down. Well, this kid come walking up with a fucking pineapple in his hand. He's probably 6. Comes walking up with a pineapple. His dad goes, in the head. in front of the whole fucking store. I mean, he didn't hit him hard enough to like knock him down,
but
the kid
smacked him over a pineapple.
Oh, yeah, of a pineapple. Now, the thing about the Meijer by my house is produce is the first thing you get.
That's always Meijer's.
So he hasn't been doing it the whole fucking time.
Yeah.
He just did it. First thing, probably. He might be a little dickhead in every toy in the aisle or everything else, but a kid comes walking up, Dad, I want it. In the head. Kid drops the pineapple. He's tearing up. He wants to cry, but I think he's used to it. So he's like, I'm not going to cry.
Man up.
I'm not going to let the place see me. Yeah. But I wanted to walk over to the guy and hit him in the fucking head.
I would have. No, I wouldn't have, but I would have.
He had a little one sitting in the cart.
Oh, then I definitely couldn't have. But.
And then the kid literally, I mean, the man didn't put a thought into it.
Yeah.
Dad, right in the fucking here. Right here.
I'm going to halfway defend the guy and say, I really hate cutting pineapples. You know, when you get a whole pineapple,
pineapple's
you got
not
to cut
good. Okay,
it sucks to cut.
It does. It's hard to cut. The skin is real rough.
It's real rough. It's your hands are juicy afterwards. It's just not good.
It just doesn't warrant child abuse, in
no,
my opinion. And that is, to me, that's child abuse.
Yeah, especially if it was aggressive.
Kid, you want to spank your kid?
Yeah,
different story. You hit him with your backhand in the fucking forehead.
You should never be that comfortable to do it.
Yes, and he didn't think about it. Hey. Yeah. Right in the fucking forehead. And this kid just started tearing up. And I wanted to say something.
How old was the kid?
About 6.
Yeah, that's no.
Yeah.
You know,
about 6 years
maybe
old.
if he was 14, I wouldn't care so much. You know, something
yeah, because
like that.
By then you know a little better.
Yeah.
But he didn't think twice about it. It's just a quick backhand to the fucking head.
All right. Well, my asshole of the week, I just threw one up, and it's more from last week than it is this week, but you said you wanted to know a little bit about it anyway, so I do think it's funny. My asshole of the week goes out to Hulk Hogan, the big Hulkster, man, Hulkamania. Wrestling finally went to Netflix, so everybody can pretty much see it, because who the fuck doesn't have Netflix?
Yeah.
So I'm finally watching it again, because why not? It's there, and I can fast forward through the shitty parts. But the first night, they have the Hulkster on, basically just to promote his beer. That was all it was there.
He's got a beer now?
He's got a Great American Beer or something shit like that.
So it's like a PBR or something like that.
Yeah. But apparently WWE is part owner too.
Okay.
So Hogan came up with this. I think they bought in thinking they could sell a shitload or whatever.
At their events.
Well, wherever, yeah. You know, and the logo's on their ring now and everything else.
Oh,
so,
okay.
you know, they're going to try to make some money off this, and why not? Who cares? And it, to a certain sect, I mean, I'm sure Hulk Hogan's still a big deal. But wrestling fans are kind of over Hogan, all right?
Are they?
For a multitude of reasons. First, he's a racist, and he's admitted racist. The guy in that video went on and on about how his daughter was dating a black person, called him the N-word and everything else.
Really?
You didn't know that? That was a long time ago. Remember when Hogan got busted for that sex tape?
I'm not a wrestling guy.
This isn't a wrestling thing. It was huge. He was fucking Bubba the Love Sponge wife. Right?
Was he really?
Yes, they were like best friends, and he was fucking. It was the known thing. Bubba let him. Bubba's a cuck.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Like, I don't think that Bubba would watch, but he had video apparently all over, so I think he'd watch later.
Oh, okay.
But anyways, that's how the Hogan sex tape came about. Apparently, tapes got stolen from Bubba, but yeah, whatever. There.
Was Bubba's wife hot?
She's 1980s porn hot. You know what I mean? Like, she had big fucking dumb boobs and, you know, blonde. Like
Aquanet hair.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Like, I wouldn't. She's not hot to me, but probably to Hogan. You know
yeah.
I mean, whatever. But anyways, after they're fucking, they're just sitting there having a conversation. He's talking about his daughter dating a black guy. You know, and calling him the N-word. My daughter dating in you know, stuff like that. Yeah, just real racist shit. All right, so that came out a long time ago. And then another video came out, or an audio call with him and his son when his son was in prison. And his Hawkster was asking, you know, basically if the blacks were giving him shit and that they're going to move him to an area without any black people in it so he doesn't have to worry about that. And, you know, and then says, you know, my biggest fear right now is we get reincarnated as a black family. So he thought that his kid murdered someone in a car.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And Hogan's biggest fear is that because of bad karma, they're going to be reincarnated as a black family.
Wow.
You know, and he's admitted, you know, and he said multiple times, I think, you know, I guess I'm a little racist, you know, shit like that. So he's a racist, all right? So that's a big deal. A lot of people don't like racists, including myself.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I'm not crazy about it.
But he's
myself.
also, if you really follow the wrestling industry, the guy made he was giant, but he would fuck everyone over so he could stay giant. You know what I mean?
Well,
like Hogan was
he made wrestling what it is, did he not?
To a certain extent. I mean, yeah, he was. It had to be reborn with Stone Cold and The Rock and stuff.
Yeah,
I mean, it had fallen down that did go, but he was the biggest thing in the 80s for sure. I mean, so you got to be good to him the rest of his life?
No,
I mean, if he's a piece of shit, you know what I mean? And like I said, he did fuck shitloads of people over in the past. He is the reason why the WWE never got unionized. Hawk ran and told the owners as Jesse the Body Ventura and stuff was trying to organize it. That's why he fucked over Jesse Ventura big time on multiple occasions.
Really?
Because Ventura was the other guy back then, you know what I mean? But Hogan had to be the guy. He just did a bunch of shady shit in the background as well as a racist and everything else. And people just don't like him anymore.
Yeah.
And he got the shit booed out of him and he just doesn't get it. He's like, they don't mind Chris Benoit, but and it's like, dude, I don't think anyone's cheering Chris Benoit either, buddy. They might say he's a good wrestler.
If you put a picture of Chris Benoit on the big screen, they would boo him to shit.
Probably. They should. If not, I mean,
you murder your wife and child.
Yes.
You're going to boo you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. Kind of not a good thing.
No.
But anyway, fuck you, Hogan. You're never going to be over anymore, except at the fucking Republican rallies where you rip off your shirt.
I mean, the whole place booed him.
It's also in L.A. So, that's also going to play a factor. You know what I mean? Like everybody, but they're saying that they booed him because he was a Trump supporter. But The Undertaker is a huge Trump supporter. He got cheered that night. Stone Cold's a huge Trump supporter. Triple H, the whole fucking organization are Trump supporters and they don't boo anybody else. Well, it's just Hogan.
I would imagine a lot of wrestling fans are Trump supporters.
Exactly. Maybe not in L.A. But either way, even if you're not, the people that run it have always been Republicans.
There's a lot of hardcore, staunch Republicans in California.
Oh, yeah. No, outside of L.A. especially. Yeah. But this was L.A. I mean, yeah, I agree with you.
I would think, fucking in the country, the majority of wrestling fans are probably Trump supporters, just like NASCAR people.
Yeah, of course.
But
that's why I don't think it was. I don't think it was a political thing, right? Whether you're Republican or Democrat, you probably still don't like racist people. Right. Well, you shouldn't, anyways.
Well, you shouldn't.
And again, in the wrestling industry, the people that really follow that business, they know how Hogan is just a piece of shit. And by the way, he was never a good wrestler. He was good at flexing. He was good at interviews.
Ripping his shirt off.
He had 3 moves.
Yeah.
He had the fucking big boot where all you do is raise your foot up and they bounce off of it. Yeah. He had the body slam and he had the fucking leg drop. That was about it. Hogan wasn't doing anything else.
No, but he was the first one really, besides guys like Andre the Giant, he was the first one that was just that.
Well, now there was a lot of them back then, but Hogan was the biggest at the time.
I mean, he was the tallest.
He was just a huge dude.
Yeah, gigantic.
With the blonde hair and everything. He can talk.
The headband.
He was perfect for that time.
Yeah.
But, and that's another thing. I don't hate Hulk Hogan. I hate Terry Bollea or whatever his name is. You know what I mean?
Bollea,
yeah. Hulk Hogan, cool. That guy was fucking awesome, Yeah.
The Hulkster, man.
Yeah, that guy was great. But it was great watching him get booed. It was,
that would be
and
awesome.
It was also great watching Jimmy Hart behind him waving the American flag and just looking like, oh shit, I'm going to catch strays. They're not going to like me either. It was like Jimmy Hart, apparently, from everybody says, is like one of the great guys in wrestling. So
Jimmy Hart. Well, back then, right after Hulk, I mean, you got some guys that like DiBiase was huge back then. Roddy Piper was huge back then, but they were not Hulk.
Piper was bigger before Hogan.
Was he?
Yeah, Piper was one of Hogan's first big rivals because he was he was the main bad guy, and Hogan was the main good guy then. So I mean, they were big time.
All right, well, let's get on to the fuck you because I got one of those.
Let's fuck you and get out of here.
Yeah, I got to go pick my kid up from school. All right, fuck you, pick dogs.
Pick dogs.
Yeah. Now, I'm not Matt Hudson. I don't. A unit to me when I make a sports bet is not $100. A unit to me is like $10 or $20. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But every now and then, if I'm really unsure of a game, I'll go on YouTube and I'll get some of these guys' opinions, these handicappers. So I go to pick dogs because I'm like, okay, I know they're one of the bigger ones. You know what I mean? He gives me picks on every fucking game last week, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going, well, okay, that makes sense to me. I like that. 1 and 4 on his fucking picks. You cost me $90, you cocksucker. Fuck you. Same guy.
Yeah.
Or there's 2 guys on one of the videos. But this is my pick of the day, man. Pick of the fucking day. Oh, yeah, pick of the day. Pick of the day. Fuck you, 1-4. And I'm going to go one step further and throw another bonus fuck you in. Fuck you, Saquon Barkley.
Oh, because he slid?
Yes! I had a 5-pick parlay, and he was the last one.
No one cares about your bets, dude.
I realize that, but I do. That's what I'm saying. Fuck you.
Fair enough.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He scores easy. We all know it.
Yeah, but he wants to win the game. It's the playoffs.
He already had a 2-score lead.
Yeah, but,
This would have been a 3-score lead.
yeah, but you would have given him the ball back. The game was over. All you had to do was make
Give him the ball back with a 3-score lead.
Doesn't
I'll risk
matter,
that.
though. Why risk?
Fuck you. Fuck you, Saquon Barkley.
Fuck you, Saquon, for being a responsible football player that knows how to be a team player. And
Chase Brown tried to do the same fucking thing, and then Joe Burrow snuck it in the next fucking play. I don't want to hear that shit.
Chase Brown couldn't figure out how to slide.
But the whole point is Burrow went in the next play.
It's because at that point, it was ruined. At that point,
and he injured himself.
No, the reason they had to do that is because they had to call a timeout because of the injury. If you didn't have to call that timeout, they would have never ran it in.
I mean, Saquon won me this.
Yeah.
He did.
He did, yeah.
He won me this.
Up, yeah.
But fuck you for not,
right,
there's a lot of money.
You're not allowed to draft him next year.
Yes, I am.
No, you're not.
I'm allowed to do whatever I want.
No, that don't mean anything.
This means everything.
No, it don't. That's Matt.
Matt, no, it isn't. And not only that, I've made a rule because I'm the king of fantasy now. Mm-hmm. So my rule is you get to keep one guy.
All right. Well, my fuck you is also fuck you. My fuck you is to Chris for thinking he gets to make the rules. I'm the commish, dude. I'm making the rules.
Not anymore.
And my new rule is you can't draft anyone you had the year before. That's my new rule. It's going into effect next draft.
That fucks you because you had a pretty strong team.
I'm saying, but it'd be kind of funny. I mean, not funny, but kind of fun. It would be very challenging. To know that one guy's off limits, and then if you know for the guy before you that he's off limits. Well, yeah, that's what I mean. But just in general, like now you know that someone's off limits to you. All right, well, I know he's not going to take that. So it would be very challenging. But I don't know how we'd keep track of that. I ain't actually doing that. Fuck you. Also going on to a football player this week, though, but for a little bit different reason. Fuck you, Tyreek Hill, dude. I just spent so much money on fucking Miami merchandise because my kid loves Tyreek Hill. And then as soon as their last game's over, he all of a sudden don't want to play for the Dolphins anymore. And I asked Kane, I was like, you still going to be a Dolphin fan if Tyreek leaves? He's like, I don't know. I just spent so much money on fucking, a hoodie, a hat, another hat, a jersey, 2 pairs of sweatpants. His shoes are blue, his new coat. Like everything is Dolphins colors at this point that he owns, and he loves it. But if Tyreek Hill goes, I don't think he's sticking around. And I'm trying to, because he did get the Jalen Waddle jersey because Tyreek Hill was too hard to find.
Too hard to find, really?
Yeah, in that size it was. He's a kid medium or whatever. Yeah. It was, I looked all over the place. The only place I could find it on was eBay, and they wanted too much money. So, I got a Jalen Waddle for him instead, which he loves Waddle. As soon as he put on the jersey, he started doing the fucking Waddle. Yeah, so it was good shit. But, fuck you, Tyreek. Dude, stick around. So you had one losing season? Shut the fuck up. What does he want? And then they went out, and I think they fired the
receivers coach?
Yeah, which was Wes Welker.
Oh,
really?
It
was Wes Welker. They fired the receiving coach. Maybe he didn't like Wes Welker. Maybe that was the problem. I don't know.
Wes Welker needs to go back with Vrabel and work in New England.
Well, that's what they were saying too. They're expecting Welker and Josh McDaniels probably to go there because why not? You know what I mean?
Why not?
They might, even though McDaniels has never had success outside of New England. Maybe if you put him back in that system, he can do something. I don't know. Either way, who gives a fuck? Fuck Tyreek Hill. Fuck the Patriots. Fuck homeless people again.
Fuck pick dogs.
Yeah, fuck pick dogs.
1-4, man.
Fuck that guy that hit his kid at the grocery store.
And the thing about the pick dogs thing is these are like, you get one free one. Mm-hmm. If you want more, you got to pay. Mm-hmm. But here's the one I'm going to give you. So you would think, if you're doing that as a businessman, I'm going to give him a sure fucking winner so he pays the next time. Mm-hmm. 1-4. Fuck you, pick dogs.
All right. You got to go fuck Mona, right?
You can kindly fuck off now. Please subscribe and share. Well, you can kindly fuck off now. Subscribe and share.